I wish I could wake up like this. Hey y'all, my name is Ashley, and today I am going to be doing a full 7-day review of the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Skin Tint. So I'm going to give you my first impressions and my final thoughts as I wear this for 7 days with different primers, different techniques. So if you would like to see that, then keep on watching. All right, so I finally got this in. I actually wanted to film this yesterday, but I got it so late in the day that I was like, okay, I can't like wear it during the day. I can't like show it in natural light. But I did pick up the Milk Makeup new skin tint. This is the Hydro Gel Skin Tint, and I got the shade 6, which I'm hoping is my shade match, because I shade matched myself to my palest because I figured once I start being in the sun, get a little bit tanner, I can easily just like bronze it up to make it match my complexion. But, oh, I really like this packaging. So even though like the packaging is like solid, on the back, you can kind of see where the shade is, and it has like a little window. So you can kind of see, I'm sure you could feel as you use the product, how much product you have left, but you can see the actual product in the window, and you can kind of see it on the side as well. So this is 1 ounce, which is a good price for $36, honestly, because a lot of 1 ounce foundations nowadays cost between like 45 and 50 bucks. But this is a skin tint that's apparently gonna last for 12 hours. I'm actually gonna read this off the website so I don't mess up my words. So this comes in 15 different shades. It's supposed to be a long wear gel. It's supposed to not fade, not crease, not settle, but it's not supposed to irritate your skin. It's not supposed to clog your pores. And it's supposed to boost your skin's hydration. I figured that much because it is part of that Hydro Grip line. So you got like your primer and your setting spray. It's all hydrating products from Milk. And this is supposed to be safe for sensitive and acne prone skin. I have acne prone skin, so I'm liking this. It's fragrance free. I don't give a shit that it's clean. Honestly, that is not something that makes me want to buy products. But apparently this also has niacinamide in it and that blue agave extract. So that blue agave extract is what's in their Milk Hydro Grip primer, which like, you know, went crazy when it first came out. But then like niacinamide is great for acne prone skin. I like niacinamide in my products. I have the Huda Beauty Easy Blur foundation that has niacinamide in it. So I like to use those kind of products. Now on their website, they do suggest that you pair it with your Hydro Grip. They recommend a brush or a sponge, and then obviously like setting it off, they add that, you know, use the Milk Hydro Grip setting spray, which those are things that I use in my everyday routine anyway, but I will be using a brush to apply this. And the way I'm gonna be doing this is I'm gonna be doing 7 days of this foundation. I've seen quite a few reviews of this foundation, and let's just say it's very obvious that y'all are kissing the brand's ass, okay? I see it. Because you do your wear time test, and then we're seeing your skin afterwards. And personally, I don't think that's a thumbs up approval, but that could be your skin type. So I have a combination skin. So sometimes I'm oily, sometimes I'm dry as shit, sometimes I'm just oily in certain spots of my face. I tend to get oily around my nose and then around my hairline. Those are where I get oily. I tend to be dry on my forehead and dry on my chin. So I have like combination skin. I'm gonna see if this works for me. I'm excited to try this product because I'm looking for a new skin tint. I love Milk Makeup, and the fact that it was a gel skin tint kind of just like pulled me in. I'm gonna start off with prepping my face. I'm gonna be using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, just like they suggested. Usually I actually mix this product. So I usually take the Hydro Grip and a little bit of the iconic London Illuminator drops, but for my first impressions, I'm gonna kind of just stick to what they suggest to see how that works. And then throughout my 7 days of trying this, I will start incorporating the things that I like in my makeup routine. But I also need to prep my under eyes, and I use the OleHenriksen Banana Bright CC Stick. Currently I'm using the shade Guava. I like to use this to brighten my under eyes, but also prime and hydrate my under eyes. So I find that using this with the concealer really keeps my concealer from creasing, but also keeps my under eyes from getting dry and cakey and creasy and nasty. So I do find it funny. Brands are like, oh, we know you suggest your products to go with it, but I do feel like the Hydro Grip primer is a staple for a lot of people. And so I definitely want to try it with the primer itself because I live in Texas, y'all. I live in Houston, Texas, and we're coming up on the beginning of spring and it gets hot quick here. Like we're already having 80-degree days. So I use Hydro Grip all the time because of how hot and humid Houston can get and how easy it is to sweat your makeup off, even inside. It is weird though not adding my illuminator to it, but I don't know how glowy this tint is going to be, and I might put it on and realize, okay, I need some glow, and tomorrow I might be adding those illuminator drops. I also feel like my eyebrows are much thinner than they usually are today. Obviously Milk is like, use our brush. No, I'm gonna use my brush. So I love these ones from KBD. I don't even know if these exist anymore. I have so many of them, so if they do stop making them and they don't make them anymore, I'm stocked. But this is just a very densely packed foundation brush. I like this one because it has like the angle. So you got an angle on this side, an angle on this side, and a sharp edge just at the top. So it's my go-to. My concealer brush is the same way. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of the product on my glass palette. I've seen other people use their fingers to apply this. I'm not the kind of person who likes to put my foundation on with my fingers. I just don't. I am a brush kind of girly. I like to use a brush and then use a sponge to kind of blend out to make it look a little bit more airbrushed on my face. But I'm gonna start off with just a little. So this is supposed to be like a tint with a medium buildable coverage. I'm gonna test that. So I usually put my concealer on first, but since this is like focused on the foundation, I am going to put my foundation on and then my concealer. Okay, I definitely match pretty well. And I did get mine from Sephora, and I have noticed that on Sephora's website, they are starting to sell out of shades. But it doesn't surprise me because there are so many reviews of this product out already. I got this on the day that it launched at Sephora. So I already saw reviews because people got this in PR, and like I already wanted to try it for myself. I have a hard time trusting reviews as I'm making a review because I find that a lot of people who are on these PR lists, they get to this point where they're like, oh my God, I'm getting PR from Milk makeup, which Milk makeup is now like, you know, I can't really think of anyone that I watch that doesn't like Milk. I've always been a huge fan of their products. But it's just obvious that now that they get these items in PR, and so now they don't want to say anything bad about the brand, and I don't like that. So I purchased this myself, obviously. Now, I am very proud of my color matching skills. I always am, to be honest, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like it's like a skill that I just happen to have where I can match myself correctly most of the time. It does have a nice glow to it. It's not like super glowy. I probably would amp it up with my illuminator drops. I like to be a glowy hoe, but it does have some nice coverage because it is covering up like my acne scars, my dark spots, because no matter how hard I try, I do catch myself picking at my acne, but it is covering it up real nicely. I probably will use a little bit of concealer to spot cover up like my current breakouts. But I do need more, so I already went through that. Now, so you see right here, this is where I have like an active breakout. It's not covering it up as well, which is not a big deal because I'll just spot conceal. Like I'm not faulting the foundation for that or the skin tint for that. But it does cover everything else up, which I really do like because your girl got some scars. And usually I would also use a silicone-free primer to help with the pores, but I want to see what my pores look like without that help. So I just gotta do my forehead, but it is like glowy, which I don't care because I like the glow. And like you can see, it's covering up, besides this one here, it's covered up all my other scars because I have quite a few on this side of my face. But it's covered up pretty nicely. So like you can kind of see on my forehead, I've got some right here and like some right here. So we'll see how it covers that up too. I don't think I'm gonna need a sponge to buff it out either because it just like looks real nice on the skin, which is nice because sometimes I'm just too lazy to get up off my ass and wet my sponge and get it ready to go. Even though it's like probably one of those things I should do before I sit down and do all this stuff. But then I like sit down, I put my foundation on and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to do my sponge. And then I have to get up off my ass, go to the sink, wet the sponge, dry the sponge. Like, I don't think I'm gonna need it today, which is nice. And then I am gonna go run some errands, so I'll like take little videos throughout the day of what this looks like, because I actually have to go to Sephora. I am going to Sephora, so I'm gonna go look for that new Glow Recipe blush, like the niacinamide, but like the little blush serum. I first wasn't into it, but then I just keep seeing it on social media. I'm like, okay, I want to go swatch it. So I'm going to go swatch it in person. And like, I want to look at that. There's like a Huda blush I want. See, I love blushes. And then I saw a sneak peek on Trend Mood of the Sol de Janeiro summer scents. And look, I am that girly who every summer I get all 3. I just buy them. So I just want to see if maybe my Sephora might have like made a mistake and put them out early. So I'm gonna go look for that as well. But I do get them every year because it is like, I love Sol de Janeiro and I love their scents. So like, I feel like at this point, like I've done it. I did it last year, I did it the year before, and I did it the year before that. Like if I don't do it this year, then I've broken a tradition. So like I'm at this point in my life where I have to have all 3. And I'm a fragrance whore. Okay, I really like this so far. Okay, it's only been on my skin for like, what, 3 minutes? But I like how lightweight it is. It doesn't really feel like I have anything on my face. It does feel a little tacky, but that could be the primer as well. I am gonna go ahead and add concealer because like I have dark circles and I don't leave the house. If I have makeup on, then I will have concealer on. But since this is a skin tint, I'm gonna go for a lighter coverage concealer. So I'm gonna be using this one from ColourPop. This is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. And I'm gonna go ahead and just use that for my under eyes. So that way the coverage is kind of consistent where I'm like doing a lighter coverage foundation, a lighter coverage concealer. I think Milk has a concealer. I might look today. I'm just in a mood to buy stuff. I also have Sephora gift cards out the ass. And like, I feel like when I have gift cards to spend, there's nothing to buy. So I still have gift cards from Christmas. I have gift cards from Valentine's Day. And then I turn my points into a gift card. So I have money to spend. It's burning a hole in my pocket and I don't know what to buy with it. Now I will powder some of my face. I probably won't powder all my face. I will always powder my under eyes and like my known oily spots. So I'll probably powder like around my nose, right here. If I contour, I'm gonna put a little bit of powder down here. I like to powder the outside of like my face where my hair touches because my hair, especially since I'm wearing it down today, it will take off the sides of my makeup. And I also just tend to get oily at my hairline. Okay, so that's where my acne spot is. I am just going to use a full coverage concealer just to dot that. I'm just gonna use my Dior just to cover it up. See, that way it's just not there. Okay, if I'm gonna wear foundation, I do want my acne covered up. And so if I have like a big spot, that's a concealer moment. I'm not worried about the foundation. So I think I am gonna add a bit of contour and a little bit of like a lightweight blush. Okay, so I went ahead and added a bit of eyeshadow. Obviously, I have a full face of makeup on. I did end up powdering down my face a little bit. So I did my under eyes, I did like around my face here, and then like my nose and stuff. So you can still see like it has like a nice sheen to it. I do have highlighter and blush on as well. It's not like I'm super shiny, right? Like this is a nice glow. I kind of like the glow that this foundation's giving. I've only had it on for maybe like an hour and a half because like I did my eyeshadow, I did some laundry, I ate a snack, like I did a few things in between, but I'm about to head out to Sephora. But this is what it looks like now. And then when I'm out and about, I'll take like a video on my phone so you can kind of see what it looks like in natural lighting, not just like in a room with like lights on it. So, but I mean, I like it so far because this I could see this as like a tint that I would use on a daily basis, or like when I go to the school to do stuff with my kids, like stuff like that. So I personally think upon application, like I like it. Oh my goodness. So it is 8 o'clock and this is like probably my final check-in because I'm gonna film another video, and so I kind of want to powder a little bit. So on Milk's website, right, it says like it's 12-hour wear, it doesn't break apart on your face. I am seeing break apart on my nose, but I am stuffy. I've been sneezing all day, so I don't know if it's the foundation or me constantly like because I don't like blow my nose like this. I kind of like pat and like try not to fuck up my makeup like a crazy person. You know how like you got the crying goal for when you cry and so you don't mess up your makeup? I have my own technique when I'm sneezing, which I feel like I'm about to, but I have my own way of like blotting my face and like sneezing. But that could be why the foundation is falling apart on my nose. But I have like my usual right here where it is very oily. But besides that, it's kind of glowy like I usually am. I'm going to take these 7 days and I'm going to be giving this foundation a hard time or giving it the praises it deserves. This is day 2 using the Milk Makeup Hydro Gel Tint Gripping, I don't know, 12-hour lasting skin tint. Okay, that's what I'm using again. This time though, I'm gonna be able to do like the long wear test because I'm getting ready for my sons have like the mother-son dance at their school tonight. So that's what I'm getting ready for. And then afterwards I am going out to Whiskey Rivers, which is country dancing. I love a bit of country dancing. I know I don't look like the type of person that likes to country dance, but I do enjoy it. So I'm gonna be able to test the long wear of this skin tint because I'm gonna have a longer evening than usual. I am also going to prep my skin just a little bit different to try different techniques using this foundation. So again, we're gonna go through that process. Now I am going to keep using the Hydro Grip because that is a go-to primer for me. But today I am going to be stacking a pore filling primer on top of it, only in the zones that needs it. So that's usually how I do a pore filling or pore smoothing primer, is that I only do it where it's needed. I don't do it all over my face. And I wanna stack it, see how that plays out for me. I wanna find the best way to use this foundation. I wanna test this foundation in many different ways. And I figure every single day I do things differently. So I do have a fresh breakout. I don't know if it's from the foundation, but I'm gonna keep track on that. You can probably see it, she right there. Got a little pimple on my forehead, but it could be the foundation or it could just be me. Oh, nice and sticky. I don't know if nice and sticky is actually the way I want to be, but my face is nice and sticky and ready to grip this onto my face. So the pore filling primer I'm going to be using is the Glowish by Huda Beauty. This is the Blur Jam, the silicone free smoothing primer. I'm almost 100% positive these two products are the same. I have already uploaded my spring empty goals. This is a product that I want to empty out so I can just move on to using that. I feel like they're the same product. This one I think is discontinued or on the way out to be discontinued. They don't sell it at Sephora anymore. The last time I checked, it still is on Huda's website. But I'm going to take a little bit of this and I'm going to be placing it on my nose or anywhere else that I feel like my pores are massive. So I just kind of press this in. And I did notice yesterday, like my pores looked quite huge with the foundation, but I didn't have this primer on. And I usually have a pore filling primer on almost every time I do my makeup. So I want to see what my pores look like today with the primer with it. I also like to take a pore filling primer and kind of put it on my acne because it kind of smooths it out too. I don't know if it really does anything in the long run, but it makes me feel better. So I will be doing that. So on my fresh new pimple. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and again, I'm going to put it on my glass palette. Yesterday, I did not put enough my first go around. So today I'm going to be a little bit more heavy handed. And see if this, a little bit more. That should be enough. And again, I'm gonna use a brush to apply it just because that's my preferred way. I am not the kind of person, I said this yesterday, I am not going to use my fingers no matter how many Instagram reels I see people using their fingers to apply this foundation, okay? It's just not gonna happen. I do like the coverage though. This is definitely something that is more than a skin tint. I like that they labeled it a skin tint, but you can definitely get higher coverage, which when I look for skin tints, I want something that's like a step above. So this foundation kind of does that for me where it's a skin tint with slightly more coverage.
Okay, so for the next few days of application, I'm going to scoot over to the side and there's going to be a little magic window here of each of the days and how I primed and applied the foundation. Now, so day 3, I kind of kept with what I did for day 2. just because I did like how it applied. And that night, I believe I was going to the rodeo or the cook-off here in Houston. So I kind of wanted to test it through the heat of going out because that is an outdoor event. And I wanted to have like my grippy base, and then I also wanted my pores to be filled because I wanted my makeup to look good for the evening. So the way I feel about that application is it does look good, but still by the end of the night, like you could see the oils coming through and you could kind of see it on my nose. You could kind of see it disappearing from the sides of my face. Unfortunately, I did not take any of those videos. I do not know why, but it did start to fall apart. And like I said, I was outside. It was like 75 degrees that day. So like it wasn't too hot, but it was warmer. Now on day 4 is when I kind of wanted to play with the way that I usually do my routine. So I end up mixing the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip with the iconic London Illuminator Drops. This is a go-to combination for me when I'm doing my usual foundation and like complexion routine. This is what I like in my routine. So I gave it that extra glow that I wanted, and I did enjoy the glow throughout the day, but again, it did fall apart after like 8 hours. It's just, Milk Makeup is saying it's a 12-hour wear. The max that I seem to be getting with the Hydro Grip Primer is that 8-hour wear time, and it could be just the climate that I live in. It could be because it is a hot and humid climate here in Houston, but I'm sure adding the iconic London Glow Drops did, you know, make it look shinier than it should, to be honest. It looked nice as soon as I put it on my face, but throughout the day, it did look oily and just not, like I like the foundation, but I did get oily throughout the day. On day 5, I did both the Milk and the iconic London again, but on top of that, I went ahead and put on my pore filling primer, which is my true like ultimate routine, because even though I'm making that illuminating base, I could still use a pore filling primer on areas like my nose, my texture on my cheeks, over my acne scars, over acne itself, and still have a glowy base and just filled in pores, have a smoother texture and appearance on my face. So I went ahead and did that. And again, same consistency when it comes to the foundation. I'm getting about 8 hours worth of wear before it starts to fall apart. Now on day 6 is where I switch things up a little bit, and I switch it up by using the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Primer. Now this one is, I believe it has silicone in it. I don't know, but I just use this on my face, and this is where I kind of saw a positive change in how I prefer to wear this skin tint. This surprisingly lasts longer when I use the mattifying primer. So in fact, today is day 7. That is also what I have done on my face. So I went ahead and prepped my face with the Pore Eclipse Primer. Again, I'm getting longer wear out of it. So I've actually had this on for about 3 hours, and you can kind of see that, yeah, I have a glowy blush on, but my skin looks like skin. It has a nice glow to it, and it's not oil. So my final thoughts on this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Skin Tint is I do like this. I will continue to use this product. Like I said, I got about at least 8 good hours with this skin tint, which is enough to wear during the day. I'm a stay-at-home mom. In reality, I personally don't need 12 hours of wear out of my foundation or my skin tints, but I definitely prefer the combination of this and this, which really surprises me because I thought like having a gripping primer would make it last longer. I never thought that these two would actually outlast these two. So I also, the days that I did wear the Pore Eclipse, I did top it off with the Pore Eclipse setting spray as well, because I figured these go hand in hand. And then when you're using the Hydro Grip, I feel like these go hand in hand. So that's kind of what I did. But I do appreciate that the gel skin tint did play well with their Pore Eclipse primer. And it played well with my other products as well. So I like this gel skin tint. I will continue to be wearing it. I will not be wearing it on like full, I say full glam, and I'm like fully glammed out today.
But when I go out, this isn't going to be what I wear. This is going to be a day-to-day wear where I wear it on an everyday basis. And then if I'm going out, like it's date night, or I'm going for, you know, going to Whiskey Rivers, I'm going dancing, I'm going to the bar, I'm going out, I will probably continue to use the other foundations in my collection. This is just a daytime foundation, in my opinion. I'm also going to use it in the summer and see how that goes and see if I can get 8 hours still in the summer. I doubt it, but we'll see later down the road. But I will be keeping this. I enjoyed it. So if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And until next time, bye y'all.